Hey YouTube, Omar here again, and as promised, I'm bringing you an NFL picks video here on Saturday. As you can see, Washington Husky jersey on, Chris Polk, ready to go for today's game, which starts in an hour and 20 minutes. Anyway, so down to the fact of the video, which is the picks. So we'll start with the Oakland Raiders traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. I have the Bills in a close one. Obviously, Sebastian Janikowski, probably the biggest factor in my opinion as a kicker. When you can make field goals of, close to 60 yards or even 60 yards, when the game's on the line, as he did last week, I mean, that's a big, big thing. And I'm sure Oakland likes to have him, but I say the Bills winning this one. Chicago Bears travel to New Orleans to play the Saints. I say the Saints win. Cleveland Browns travel to Indianapolis, and this is a game that's kind of a toss-up. In fact, most people on ESPN can pick them are picking Cleveland Browns. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Colts win their first game without Peyton Manning. Browns just don't strike me as that great a team, and I don't think that Peyton Hillis will be able to get much going against the front of the Colts. Okay, so continuing, Kansas City Chiefs travel to a good Detroit Lions team. When was the last time we were able to say that the Detroit Lions are good? I can truthfully say it now, and I think the Lions win and improve to 2-0. Green Bay Packers travel to Carolina to play the Panthers. Cam Newton finally going to actually face some competition, and he's probably going to get walloped, and I'd say the Packers win big. Ravens travel to Tennessee to play the Titans. Ravens easily. Let's see here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. This is another kind of toss-up game, but I'm going to go with the Bucs in this one. I like Josh Freeman on the road to lead them over the Vikings. The Jaguars going to New York to play the Jets. The Jets. The Cardinals taking their trip to Washington, D.C. to play the Redskins. The Redskins, they're actually a pretty good team. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Seattle Seahawks travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. The Steelers. Dallas Cowboys taking on the San Francisco 49ers, and I'm not quite sure why I made this pick, but I had the 49ers at home against the Cowboys, which is kind of a surprise. I don't even know why I made that pick, but I'll stick with it. Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the 0-1 Denver Broncos. I don't think the Bengals are that good. They don't have a very good quarterback, and the Broncos will expose that at home at Mile High. Houston Texans on the road at Miami Dolphins, but Houston Texans will make the road home and win. San Diego Chargers traveling to New England to play the Patriots. Never easy to go to Foxborough, and it won't be that easy for the Chargers this week. They're going to lose. Philadelphia Eagles travel to Atlanta to play the Falcons team that apparently was a lot of people's Super Bowl pick. They went 0-4 in the preseason. They are 0-1 as they lost last week, but I think they pulled this one out in a close game at home on Sunday Night Football. And, of course, the Monday Night Football game, my own New York Giants hosting the St. Louis Rams, and I really am not happy with the Giants right now. I think the only reason why we win this game is because we have the home field. But I think Giants, and the score I have for the Giants is 28-17. Last week I was 10-6, which wasn't that great a mark for me. And I'll kind of review my picks from last week. Correctly picked the Packers to beat the Saints. Incorrectly picked the Falcons to beat the Bears. Correctly picked the Bills to beat the Chiefs. Incorrectly picked the Browns to beat the Bengals. Incorrectly picked the Buccaneers to beat the Lions. Incorrectly picked the Titans to beat the Jaguars. Correctly picked the Houston Texans to beat the Indianapolis Colts. Correctly picked the Eagles to beat the Rams. Correctly picked the Ravens to beat the Steelers. Correctly picked the Chargers to beat the Vikings. Incorrectly picked the Giants to beat the Redskins. Correctly picked the Panthers to beat the Cardinals to beat the Panthers. Correctly picked the 49ers to beat the Seahawks. Correctly picked the Jets to beat the Cowboys. Correctly picked the Patriots to beat the Dolphins. And finally, incorrectly picked the Broncos to beat the Ravens. As you can see, I kind of got better as the week went on. The 1 o'clock games last week is just like a little side stat. The 1 o'clock games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was 4-4, so not a very good mark last week. I was 4-4 in 1 o'clock games. I was at these 4 o'clock games, which there were 4 last week. I believe there's 4 every week. I was 3-1 in those. I was 1-0 in Sunday night games, and I was 1-1 on Monday night, and of course I was 1-0 on Thursday night. So I'll be keeping track of that this year, kind of give you a spread, and see you guys later.